Hey guys, lots has been happening with One Piece lately, and I wanted to just get into it, throw out a video for the week because there is no chapter this week. There is 2 weeks of break from Oda's part on One Piece, and I think it's gonna be basically to get a grip on where this arc is gonna go, how he wants to structure this arc, and probably some other projects, some other stuff, and navigate how he wants to navigate and plan out. Just headcanon here, right? Plan out the story and arc for Elbaf. And I'm all here for it. Take your break, Oda, because this arc is cooking so far. I love it. But I wanted to get into this One Piece episode, the last episode. I haven't seen Egghead mostly after like the big fight scenes, and I haven't seen how what's it called? Uh, I haven't watched the One Piece, but I have seen such hype for this One Piece fan letter, and it's directed by, oh my god, I wish I could know, I remember the name, but it's the one person that directed, again, I don't know the name, the One Piece episode that I love. I'm just throwing this out there because I really wanted to talk about it. I didn't get any info on the episode, and it's one of my favorite episodes where it cuts to Luffy talking about his dream and stuff in Wano. But yeah. Oh, it's when Yamato met Ace, and that whole Yamato's talking about the notebook, the what's it called? Odin's notebook journal. Love it. That episode. And it cuts to Luffy and Roger talking about their dream. That episode. They directed this episode, and it One Piece fan letter looks fantastic. And I thought it was hype. I saw a little clip about it in TikTok, and I said, that looks sick. But when I'm like, okay, I don't wanna ruin it because I actually want to see this episode. And I was looking at a review of somebody watching over it, and I said, no. I gotta watch this episode myself and give my reaction. And I love this episode. It started off slow. I'm like, okay, it's just some person following a Nami as a fan and getting more info on Nami, detective work and stuff like that. But the more the episode progressed, I love the point of view. This point of view where you see it from a normal person, a normal Marine. We have no names on these people. Normal girl fan, normal fans of Frankie, Brooke fans. They're in the archipelago. There's what's it called? Luffy fans. There's the perspective of the Marines. It's fantastic. I recommend you watch it 100%. And I wrote down some quick notes on it. So in the episode we have glimpses of where the Straw Hats are, and this is oh my god, and it leads into why the hiatus is happening. Well, not why, but it helps reason the hiatus and where it's restarting for the anime. So they remake those episodes. I'm gonna talk about that hiatus soon too because it's also part of everything going on with One Piece. I love the moments, Zoro's moment, Sanji's moment. The little girl meets Usopp. She doesn't meet Nami, which is kind of tragic. I really, really wish she would have been able to see Nami at the end before, but nonetheless, it's fine. It leads up into the story really well. The animation is beautiful. The fluent, beautiful animation. Some people are saying just make a whole length movie with this animation. It's gorgeous. It's perfect. I love this animation. Some people really don't like that type of elongated animation. That's fine. That's fine. Everybody has their takes. I personally love this type of animation for One Piece, and I hope we move forward with it. But we can see how they're using the animation for the Fishman Island arc at the end of this episode. But when it cuts to the war and you see the scale of the war fighting on the ice, and these people are not fighting, they're getting help from the pacifistas, but they are so fodderized that they are flying across the battlefield because they are pebbles to every single like warlord, named pirate, everything. Like they are almost helpless. They are caught between Crocodile and Mihawk. And the perspective is insane. I love it. It's awesome. The One Piece fan letter is really, really just such a blessing to the fans. It's really a fan letter to the fans. It's beautiful. 100%. I'm a fanboy at this point. Like I can't stop glazing One Piece. I can't. It's such a like the animation, the like you have to understand where I'm coming from. It's been 18 years of One Piece anime or something like that. I started watching anime One Piece in 2008, 2007 and 8. Where we are now after Wano going into this animation, Egghead style animation, Wano animation, it's insane. The pacing's completely different. Everything has turned 180 with how Toei has handled the animation for One Piece, which leads into the hiatus. Let me keep finishing up on the piss. Oh my god, I was at the end of the well, not at the end, before that. I was applauding. You know, I was not applauding. I'm not clapping in my room. I was yelling. I was so hyped when we saw in this animation Luffy use his jet pistol on the pacifista and one shot it. That was I was so happy. I'm like, yes, yes, that's what I want to see. That's exactly it. That animation, that style, everything was super hyped. And yeah, you get to see it from the perspective of normal people is awesome. And this perspective also on the downtime of the Straw Hat Pirates when they're relaxing, they're getting you see Sanji getting the stuff for the ship. You see Zoro hanging out, finding the area. He's talking to Perona. Everything like just this downtime. Frankie's getting parts for himself or for the ship. It's awesome. I this section like this view of them just chilling, no perils, no bad guy, just chilling, doing their own thing. Amazing. Love it. I'm here 100% for it. Like that perspective, that view, amazing. I can't. And I'm moving my hands a lot. I just can't express how much that is just incredible. And at the end of it, man, we see the Straw Hats leave and sail off, and it's just like a tear, you know, like you just tear up because that's perfect. You just see it, and they go on to Fishman Island, and we get some pictures at the end of credits, and we cut to how the animation is gonna look for the Fishman Island arc. There's a hiatus, 6 months. I don't know if it's 6 months, but there's a hiatus for continuing the series. I don't know if it's 6 months or in those 6 months going back to Egghead, we're gonna get that renewed Fishman Island arc. I am not exactly sure. I hope that we get it in between that 6 months and we continue Egghead after. But the way Toei is handling this is they might make it a seasonal anime. And I think that's probably the way to go right now because the anime has basically caught up to Egghead. And as seeing the success that they've had with the recent Egghead, the recent Wano, I think this might be the best approach for them. So we let Oda tell the story and he gets ahead in a few chapters and then they get to play so well with all that open space between the episodes, between scenes, between cuts. They have so much to play with on making a very good 26 20 something episode season and then keep going and then keep going with the other one. That's what I'm talking about, man. I think it's a step in the right direction for the One Piece anime. The One Piece fan letter shows the incredible abilities of the director in this case and animation team. Everybody in this was incredible when they made it. And I think a lot of people agree that they want to see an episode with this type of director and animation. 100%, the whole team. So from there, we'll jump into the manga. So for the recent chapter, I forgot what it was called, but not what it was called. I forgot the number, 1131, I think, or 1130. The Accursed Prince. So Loki, I had to reread it, and you know, seeing the English translation versus the official translation versus the fan translations, I can see some differences, but nothing too grave, nothing too big, except that I think the prince Loki had managed to. I'm not sure if the father had the fruit, like he held on to the fruit, or if he ate the fruit and there was a transfer. After killing his father, he transferred it to a new fruit and then he eats it himself. I don't know if there's a transfer of power there or not. I'm assuming that actually in this English translation, the royal family was passed down the fruit, not like every new king eats it. I think they're actually guarding a fruit. That's my take. Before I thought that every king ate the fruit and then held on to the power and then passed it on after they died to their children. That was my giveaway. But I think in this case, he did a Blackbeard. He killed his dad and then ate the fruit. We don't know if the dad was corrupt, if the dad was evil, or if Loki's a misunderstood good guy here in this case. But I did not mention before, there's so much Norse mythology, I did mention it, but Luffy in this case mentions there's a tingling. And then he says that's the roaring I think I heard in that direction when I was in the Block Kingdom. And so there's still a roaring. There's three kids that Loki had. I mentioned Fenrir and Jormungandr. I forgot that he had Hel as a kid, which I did know. I just didn't. I forgot to mention it. And my assumption is he has a Fenrir mythical level fruit. That's where the roaring is coming from, or he has a combination of all two, like both. The Jormungandr's a giant serpent snake, but that was his child in Norse mythology. Oda can probably do a snake in this case, but I think the takeaway I'm going with, it's Jormungandr, or he creates I forgot. Morge, I think, made up a theory, and I wanted to add it, that we already know the god of Elbaf. It's Elbaf. It's named after the guy Elbaf. So if you go back to when they met the two giants, Dory and Brogy, they were talking about the warrior god Elbaf. So he thinks it's the warrior god Elbaf is the fruit, which is who he turns into, which is a ginormous being. And he is able to be the one that grabs the giant sword. And that makes sense because in Ragnarok, and even in the movie, he did go. There is a giant that destroys it and creates Ragnarok. Let me make sure nobody's parking. Okay, just checking out the window. But yeah, I'm going to be finishing up here real soon. Just wanted to make a short video. And there's also the take that he has his eyes covered like Odin. So there's probably no Odin figure, but he has the characteristics of Odin where he has his eyes covered. We don't know if he has his eyes. We don't know if the devil fruit incorporates eye powers. But in the mythology, Odin gave up one of his eyes so he can see the future because he wants to know what happens. So I just wanted to mention those few things. Let me think. Anything else I wanted to mention? There's the hiatus. There's still another 2 weeks of break. And there's so much Norse mythology in this case that we can incorporate. Oda can do so much with Norse mythology, but if you want me to talk about something, let me know. We have time. I mean, we have 2 weeks, so let me know if you guys want me to talk about something else, talk about a different perspective, something else in Norse mythology that interests you. But that's it for me, guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any opinions on the show, the chapter. But that's it for me. Let me know what you guys think. Leave me a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one.